Hey guys, today we're going to be breaking down some of the techniques of one of the most influential soul and R&B guitarists of all time, Curtis Mayfield. We're going to go way back and take a look at his work with the impressions. Now, if you are a soul and R&B guitar player wannabe, you really need this stuff in your bag. We're going to be doing all this in standard tuning, except for the final lick, which will be an F-sharp open tuning. The tab is available for free at TastyGuitar.com, and also check out Tasty Guitar membership in the description below. Let's get started. All right, guys, this first example, like almost everything in the lesson today, is going to be from Curtis's work with the impressions. This one is coming out of a tune called Talking About My Baby, and this is a great example of his use of fingers or thumb. Now, a lot of times on chord work, you can see him using his thumb. Now, how you position your thumb when you're doing stuff like this will greatly affect your tone. If I were doing more of an octave type of thing, I would have my thumb more flat, usually like this. And you'll get a nice, really warm, round tone. Now, but if I wanted to cut through a little bit more, a little bit kind of like how I was doing this rhythm on this particular lick, I'm going to kind of more angle it up like this, and it's just going to cut through and give you a little bit more high end. Something like this. So do kind of experiment with the position of your thumb. I'm starting this on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cutting these off a little bit. 1, 2. Then onto a B flat minor 7 chord on beat 1 of the following measure. 1, 2. Right there, barred third finger at the 6th fret. Then on the and of beat 2, I'm going down to this G flat chord right there. And I'm going to hit it on the and of beat 2, but I'm going to cut it off a little bit for feel. 1, 2. Right there. Hit it and cut it a little short. 1, 2. On the and of beat 3, I'm going to hit that same G flat chord, but let it ring a little bit longer this time. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. On the and of beat 4 is another very important thing to get the right feel on this old school soul stuff, and I'm just hitting dead strings. Okay, so this is right there. Just dead strings with that thumb brushstroke. 1, 2. And then on beat 1 of the following measure, I'm going to this voicing of a D flat major chord. So all together I have this. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. All right, guys, this groove is coming out of another great tune by the Impressions, Keep On Pushing. Now, this is in 3/4 time, and what you want to take out of this is the accent on beat 3, on those dead strings again, but I'm putting a heavy accent, and that is really what's getting the feel here. All right, starting on beat 1, just going to hit kind of an E power chord and let that ring. 1, right there. On beat 2, going to go and hit more of the middle of the chord here, E major, barring my 3rd finger at the 9th fret. And these are swung 8th notes. This is a swing fill. So 1, 2, and. On beat 3, you're going to release pressure on that barred 3rd finger and just hit the strings dead and really give it a good, strong accent right there. Again, on the and of beat 3, another dead stroke. So here's what you have in that first measure. Again. In the second measure, I'm just kind of playing a fill around E. Now, this is really open to interpretation, but what I'm doing here is very much a Curtis Mayfield type of thing, is hammering on to the major 3rd from the 9th fret to the 11th fret there. Really quick hammer on. Then going to bar that 1st finger across the 9th fret on the D and G strings. Hammer on to the 11th fret on the D string. So. And then doing that again on beat 3. Returning to the 9th fret, the B note by itself. So that second measure is this. So to get the right feel on this stuff, it's all about having that really quick hammer on could also use my fingers and kind of rake upwards with my index finger to get it kind of a different tone. That's a nice tone also. All right, another very important thing to Curtis Mayfield's style that pretty much everybody has copied over the years is his use of these nice little melodic chord embellishments. Now, this is just kind of an interlude that I heard him play on a live album. And the most important thing here is that 16th note triplet hammer-on pull-off. That's the sound. It's a really quick burst there. That's an A major 7 chord, letting that all ring together. Going to do something similar up to the 5th to the 7th fret. So far. Then hammer on 5th to the 9th fret. So that whole first measure is. Back down to the A major 7 again. Up to the 9th fret. Slide down to the 7th fret. Down to the A, the root. F sharp and the D. All together, here is this little pattern. So this is really not about this lick. It's all about that 16th note triplet, that hammer-on pull-off chord embellishment. And now you can do this pretty much on any chord. I can hit this A chord right here. D chord up here. That's what you want to take out of this lick. All right, another thing that was very common in Curtis Mayfield's playing was the use of intervals of fourths. And this is in a tune here called I'm the One Who Loves You, again by the Impressions. This is in the key of G, but it's just basically C to D, which has a little break, and then we're using these intervals of fourths. Now, this is basically G major scale in fourths, starting there on that 7th fret to the 9th fret, through these, leading you to that A minor chord. Really nice sound and very typical of the R&B and soul style pioneered by Curtis Mayfield. So it's really necessary for you to memorize your major and minor scales, your Dorian mode, your Mixolydian mode, all of these in intervals of fourths. They're very, very useful. All right, another very important part of Curtis's rhythm sound was his use of very staccato, very cut off little chord stabs here on the top end. And this, of course, is from It's All Right, great hit by the Impressions. So this is in D flat, just a D flat going to G flat and A flat, 1, 4, 5 in the key of D flat. And this is starting right on beat 2, and you're just going to hit the top 2 notes of a D flat major chord. Okay, but be very precise with the timing and cut this off very quick by releasing pressure. 1, 2. On the and of beat 3, going to go to the top of a G flat chord. 1, 2, 3, and. 1, 2, 3, and. And on the and of beat 4, I'm going to the top of kind of like an A9 chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Again. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. So the thing you want to take away from this is the use of very staccato little stabs. In fact, this is not even a full chord. I'm just using the top 2 notes of a chord. 1, 2. All right, this last example is probably the most difficult one of the bunch here, and this is coming out of the Impressionist tune, Little Young Lover. And this is an open F sharp tuning. This is Curtis's tuning here, and this is an F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and F sharp. All right, you really need to get your thumb involved here to get this one right. So a thumb on the bottom there, the 2nd fret. This looks like an A minor chord up here, but remember we are tuned in open F sharp, so that is a G sharp minor chord there. Do the same thing up 2 frets. So that's now an A sharp minor. So far we have this. Then go and bar the 1st finger across the 5th fret. Now this is a B major chord. Then bar that 1st finger across the 7th fret. That's now a C sharp. So far, here's what we have very slow. Then we're going to go to the A string muted, hit a dead note there, to the 10th fret with our pinky on the D string, 7th fret with our index finger, then go to an open E string, which is F sharp now. And then right there, pinky on the 5th fret, you could use another finger, but that's now an F6 chord. So all together, here it is.